Hey YouTube, it's Yana Kemba. Week 2. As I promised, I'm back. Um, I'm taping from the front of my house because I saw last week's video and I was just about to lighten. So I'm probably, as long as it's nice in the DC area, I'm probably gonna stay taping out front of the house because you know what? It's always clean. And it's always quiet in the front of my house. I got to worry about making sure the kids ain't making noise and making sure my husband cleared out the living room. So, yep, this will be my spot from now on the tape. Anyway, I fell asleep last night, so I didn't get to watch Love and Hip Hop, and it's not supposed to come back on till I don't know when. So, whenever the next episode of Love and Hip Hop comes on, that's when I'll take a review for that one. For some reason, I think I'm getting a little tired of Love and Hip Hop, though. I feel bad, but it's like so much of it seems scripted that I'm just not believing some of the stuff on Love and Hip Hop. Because, you know, ordinarily I'll make myself stay up or I'll DVR it, but I just wasn't even that pressed to see last night's episode. So, yeah, but anyway, whenever I catch it, I'll do a review on that one. But tonight's review is going to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta, episode 8. Now, this is the type of Real Housewives of Atlanta that I can't wait till Sunday for. I thought the show was really good on Sunday. I really did. Kind of threw me for a loop that it lasted for an hour and 15 minutes. I didn't know what that was about. I didn't even realize it had gone over until my daughter said something about it being past 10 o'clock. But I thought the show was good this week. It started out with Phaedra and Sheree. And as always, you know Phaedra is my favorite because Phaedra's never going to make herself look like a fool. Her and Sheree in the office, you know, talking about the case and whatnot. And I think Phaedra did her job. And I think Sheree knew exactly what Phaedra was talking about as far as the retainer fee. I mean, you know, no attorney is going to do any work for you without getting paid first, at least half, friend or not. So I don't know what Sheree was thinking, but I like that Phaedra very politely and in her very Southern Belle-like way told her, you know what, she basically fired her client. And as much as Sheree would like to say in her confessional that she was on her way to going that way too, it doesn't matter because Phaedra beat you to it, Sheree. So in that event, I think that was probably better that they didn't mix business with pleasure, because it just, you know, it probably wouldn't have worked out, especially with Sheree having money issues and whatnot. What else happened in this show? I hate when I tape it after. I need to start taping it. I'll probably start taping it right after the show goes off. Sorry if y'all hear traffic going past. Like I said, I'm in my front yard, and then the light in the background coming on. What else happened? I know one thing I'm a little tired of. What is that child's sister's name? Cynthia's sister Mallory, and the constant bitch face. It's like she's always sporting a bitch face, and she just may be one of those people that just looks naturally mean or just naturally mad all the time, but every time she's on camera she looks tense, mad, and just flat out uptight. And I don't know what her problem is. I'm like, I have a hard time believing that she has that much vested interest in her sister. I mean, maybe to the point where it's making her come across as a nosy busybody. She has her own marriage to worry about. And my thing is, as much as I love my sisters, at the end of the day, their marriage is their marriage. So I'm like, I don't know what that's about as far as Mallory's concerned. I don't think it's as much to do with her sister as she claims it is. Her sister's a grown-ass woman, and I believe Mallory is the younger sister. So even though she looks a lot older than Cynthia, if you ask me, but she needs to mind her business. You know what? Whatever Peter is doing or whatever's going on behind closed doors, Cynthia is co-signing it. You know, so my thing is, that's her husband, that's her marriage. If finances ain't right, whatever the case may be, Mallory has her own marriage to worry about, and that's what she needs to do. She needs to stay in her lane, and Cynthia needs to seriously check her sister. But yeah, she walks in with the bitch face, and Cynthia's crying, and Cynthia's always crying about something, you know, because she's stressed out about her engagement or her upcoming engagement, whatever. I'm getting a little tired of it. It's getting old for me as far as Cynthia is concerned, because if she's that miserable, sorry about that car, y'all. If she is that miserable, my thing is, leave your marriage. I mean, she is clearly unhappy. Oh my gosh, she's clearly unhappy. And I'll be honest with you, Peter doesn't seem that happy himself. Obviously, we only see what's on camera, but he doesn't seem too thrilled about the situation himself, and he does seem jealous. I absolutely think that he is jealous of her success, and he may need one of those women who are just the wind beneath my wings type women, who, are on the side, but were willing to let their man shine. The fact that Cynthia is shining, I think that gets to Peter to a degree. What else happened in the show? Let me see. With with Kim. Let's talk about Kim. I'll reiterate for the second week in a row, I'm not a fan of Kim's. And in all honesty, I'm curious as to how she's getting her money, because Kim had storage units full of furniture and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, I don't know if Big Papa was funding it or what the case may be, but the fact that she furnished her new house with her new man and her new family with with furniture from an old relationship, I actually thought that was tacky. Corey should take issue with it, if you ask me. You don't bring something from an old relationship into your new relationship. I mean, my thing is that the bed she fucked Big Papa in? Is that the couch? I mean, anything that he bought her, I get that, it's just furniture. But I would have a problem if my husband bought furniture from an old relationship, a picture, let alone some furniture. But Croy should have a problem with that. But Croy just seemed so laid back and whatever. I didn't care for how the house was decorated. And another thing, I don't know if anybody else caught this, but I could have swore Kim said in the past episode that she would never want to live in somebody else's house. Everything that she had to have have to be built from the ground up. Well, I could have swore that she said that was the girl Kendra, I think that was her name, the interior designer's old house. So that house was not brand new. So I don't know what Kim, maybe she spoke too soon about that, because I could have swore that's what she said this season in another show. I didn't care for how the house was decorated at all. It was too much for me. I liked the girls' room. I thought the girls' room were cute. The baby's room was very, very ugly. It wasn't appropriate for a baby. It was just too much. And Kim has too much furniture. Her taste really doesn't align with mine. The house is gorgeous, but the way it was decorated, I wasn't feeling it. And again, Kim's gonna bore herself right off the show, if you ask me. She's too isolated from the other ladies. She's too regular now. She's too normal. As much as I didn't approve of the whole Big Papa thing, they gave her some edge, gave her something interesting. But, she's kind of bland now. I think she's setting herself up. Her and Corey are setting themselves up for their own reality show. I really think that's the direction that they're going. But Kim is not interested enough. Her family's not interested enough. The baby's not interested enough. Her parents, nothing's interesting enough about Kim for her to be able to sustain a show on her own. Not in my opinion. Kim is just not interested enough. She needs a cast. Candy, with the whole music thing, I agree with her producer. As far as she should not be doing things for free for any more of her friends. I thought the song was nice that she did for the lady. It kind of sounded like the lady, I forgot the country singer's name, wasn't feeling it, but I thought the song was pretty nice. I think if she can write R&B, rap, hip-hop, anything else, she can probably write country music. I mean, because at the end of the day, everybody goes through the same drama and type issues. It's just, like she said, what beat you put it to. So I think Candy would do good with that. I think Candy needs to retire herself from singing, because I never thought her voice was all of that to begin with. She's nasally sounding to me, but she should just stick to producing and writing. I think, that's a gold mine for her. And her producer was right, or whoever that guy was, her agent, he was absolutely right. The drama Candy, the one, who's male bashing and things like that, I think that probably is the best Candy. I hate to admit it, but that's probably Candy at her finest hour, when she's, reaching into her soul and saying something negative about men. And to a degree, I think a lot of women, that's what they want to hear. But yeah, I think Candy will do well as far as the doing country music is concerned. Highlight of the show was the last 15 minutes. Again, I don't know why they went over. They felt the need to go over for the show, because they could have edited out a whole lot of that middle portion, because there was a lot of filler during the show, even though I did like this week, like I said. But At the party, Marlo Hampton, number one. I want to be the first one to go on record saying that I think Marlo is a man. I absolutely think that is a transgender male. The height, something about the body and the face. She may be the cat's meow to men down there. I personally don't think she's cute. I think she's funny looking myself. She wears a lot of makeup, a lot of weave, and a lot of the times makeup and weave can cover a lot of imperfections, but I still see hers. I think she's fucking funny looking to me. So she's getting mad. I don't know. I personally think she's a man, though. Even with the name Marlo Hampton, it just sounds like something somebody made up. It doesn't sound like something you were named from birth. Yeah, I'm not buying that. I want something to come out on her being a man, and I want to get a prize for being the first one to call it. I will say, in Marlo's defense, Candy got her ass handed to her. Candy had no business trying to be messy and, I guess make a moment on the show, have a highlight on the show. Candy tried to have a moment and make Marlo look like an ass, and in the end, Marlo made Candy look like a jackass, and she should have. Worrying about where she gets her money from and who she fucking and all these other things is not Candy's business. And Candy has been kind of messy this season with certain things being. She's real slick about it though. She's sneaky with the way she does it. She does it with a smile and kind of the whole riding both sides of the fence thing. That's what Candy does. And I feel like Marlo called her out. Another thing, I think Marlo is slowly but surely inching her way into the show for next season because she's getting awful lot of airtime. And Marlo has the level of messiness that is made for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Especially if my prediction about Kim and Croy getting their own show, they'll have a slot for Marlo. And Marlo would fit in just fine if you ask me. She has that messiness about her. The whole socialite thing. I don't know if socialite is the new word for hoe, but I don't know what deems you as a socialite. I don't know. I kind of thought, I didn't think new money would be referred to as a socialite, but anyway, she has that going for her. Plus, she has a smart mouth and all that other little stuff, so she would fit in just fine with the Real Housewives cast. But like I said, Candy had no business whatsoever putting her out there, asking her that question, even if it was on her show. She knew she was crossing the line. She was just trying to sensationalize things and bring hype around her show and her name. And in the end, like I said, she got her ass handed to her because Marlo checked her and put her in her place, let her know that you paying for niggas paying for me, but you paying for niggas. And at the end of the day, I'd rather be the one getting paid for it than the one paying for it. So, Candy just stood there looking stupid with that same dumbass smile she usually has on her face. She shut up real fast. She was trying to fast talk and say, well, you can ask me whatever questions you want to ask me. But the very question she got asked ended up making her look like a fool. So, yeah, to that effect, she deserved what she got. Sheree, still being phony and pretentious, and it's strange to me that Sheree doesn't hurry up and just let it go because nobody buys Sheree's act. Nobody. Sheree is just I don't know what to say about Sheree. She's honestly not that interesting to me. Yeah, she's just not really interesting to me. I used to think she had a little more to her, but what does Sheree do? Sheree doesn't do anything. Everybody else is, got little ventures on the side and, little gigs. And it's just, Sheree is just actually probably just arm candy. And the older she gets, the less that title will even be in effect. She's just shallow to me, like I said last week. Cynthia's party for her agency. I have to give Phaedra her props. Phaedra's absolutely right about a modeling agency. It's pointless. And like Phaedra said, you'll grow up and realize, you know what, I'm going to be a doctor or a lawyer because, that the chances of you being a doctor or a lawyer are much higher than you becoming a top model or whatever. I think modeling agencies, I thought they were, the last one in D.C., Maryland that I know of was Barbizon. I haven't heard of one since because I just thought they were a thing of the 90s. I don't know. I didn't know modeling agencies still existed except for like Ford and the legitimate ones. But, she hit the nail on the head as far as that was concerned. The party was nice, I guess. Sheree does come across as a hater. I hate the word hater, and I think the word is overused, abused, and people who absolutely have no haters are constantly saying they have haters. So that's why I hate the word hater. It's just one of those words I'll be glad when it finally expires. But if I were to call somebody a hater,